Hello, everybody. Welcome to the REDX podcast. My name is Haley Johnson. I will be the host today. We have a very special guest. We have Kelly Zitlow with us today. Welcome, Kelly.
Hi, thanks, Haley.
Of course, we're excited to have you. You're a first-time guest, so I'm excited to get into what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, I just want to talk to the audience real quick. If you are tuning in live, this is a participatory event. So throughout Kelly's presentation today, if you have any questions for her, just put them in the chat, and then we can make sure to get to those questions. You can also subscribe to the podcast. This is every Thursday at 1:30 Mountain Time. So, but if you want to subscribe, you can go to redx.com/podcast. Put your email in and you'll get email updates every time we have a new episode, all that good stuff. Other than that, I think we're good to go. So, Kelly, why don't you tell us, for the people that don't know you, just a little bit of introduction into who you are and why you're here today.
Yeah, thank you again. I'm so excited to be here. And I have been a mortgage lender for 27 years. Yes, that means I started when I was 12. That's what we're going to go with. But the journey of building a brand in the mortgage business is very similar to that journey of building a brand in real estate. And I have a unique story that led me to doing video. And really, my job today is, if you can be open-minded, this is a big if, but I know you guys can be open-minded. When I say video, I'm sure you're like, I can't, I don't want to, all of the things. And I know that you're probably saying that because I said the same things myself when I started on this video journey. So today I'm going to share with you the journey. I'm going to share with you how I got through it, give you some tactics, and set you up for success if, in fact, you are open-minded and you decide that you want to build a brand even bigger than you already have. And if you're not leveraging video, it's going to help get you there.
I love that. What an intro. Awesome. Well, I think we should just get into it, and that we're talking about the power of video today. And I think Kelly's right. Have an open mind, and then let's get started.
Cool. All right.
I'm going to add
I've got a PowerPoint. I'm just going to kind of walk you through it. For those of you that tune in later, we will make the PowerPoint available to you. And if you have questions, you certainly can reach out to me.
Awesome.
So it is important to know that, you guys, video is where it's at. Just at the end of the day, in social media, if you're not leveraging video, you're missing out. It is truly a significant marketing strategy on so many different levels. If you're, tracking SEO and you're doing video, it kicks it up. I mean, video is one of those things that allows us to break down barriers. And if you're like me, I knew all this. And I started in video actually long before what we know about video. But we're told things all the time, things that are good for us, things that are good for our business, activities, all the things. But a lot of times, we dismiss them, or we just say, I could never do that. I can't be that. So I want to challenge you today to think a little bit different. So all these reasons, right? And I'm sure, Haley, with REDX and all that you guys are doing, this isn't the first time you've talked about social media or video, I would guess.
Right.
But you're still not doing it. Why? Well, the real reason is these are excuses and things that you're telling yourself. I don't know what to say. I don't have the right camera. I need Botox. I'm too old. I don't know how to do it. I know you're saying all these things because I have said every single one of these things to myself, every single one. So I know they're real. Put them aside. We will tell ourselves and say things to ourselves that we would never say to another human being, ever. The self-critical thinking and words and stuff we pour into ourselves to hold ourselves back from doing the things that we know we need to do, this is what these excuses do. And it held me back for a really long time. So my video journey, just real quick, we'll get into some tactics. In 2013, up until that point, I started in the business in 96. I had been sending out to the real estate community here in my hometown a weekly email that had a nugget in it. So it was just really geared to, could I bring value to the real estate community with a nugget, a thought, a program, whatever it was. Just that was it. That's what I'd done. Actually, my entire career, I have done that. And in 2013, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and this was still just coming out of this kind of, well, we were still in the Great Recession. So, Phoenix led the nation with bankruptcies, foreclosures, short sales. Like, it was just a different time. And I knew I needed to reach more people. I knew my job was to bring hope and inspiration as well as solutions to what they were facing. And I just had this idea. Honestly, it was like one of those God things. He was like, "Oh, we should do this." And I was like, "Okay, well, how hard could it be?" Well, it was much harder than I thought it was going to be. So 2013, I shot 8 videos. 8. I never sent one out. Comment. Please put in comments if I'm not the only person that has ever done that. And I've taught this class thousands of times, but come on, Haley, seriously, have you ever heard that before?
Oh, yeah.
You know why we don't send it out? Because we are like all right here.
We overthink it.
I was mortified, honestly, with what I saw. I mean, apparently I do this thing with my eye. I had no idea. I talk with my hands. I knew I talked with my hands, but it just, you see it. And then that critical part of your thinking just, nope, I was not going to do it. So I'm kind of feisty. Y'all don't know me, but I'm a little feisty. And in January 2014, I sat down with Shay, who was with me on this entire journey, and she's my marketing manager. And I said, "Shay, we have got to figure this thing out, this whole video thing." And she was great. She said, "Really, we don't have to figure anything out. Until you get out of your own way, this is never going to happen." And I was like, whatever. I can't believe she just said this to me. I mean, she was so right. She was so right. So let me be your Shay. Let Haley be your Shay. Find an accountability partner. But know that you're going to need help if you're apprehensive about doing this. And Shay was really pivotal for me. So since January 2014, we have sent out a video a week to the real estate community every week, 50 weeks out of the year, now for 9 years running.
Wow.
And it wasn't easy. It wasn't like just because I made the decision that it all of a sudden got easy. It wasn't. But my why was bigger than my excuse. Write that down. Your why has got to be bigger than your excuse, especially when it comes to anything that's hard. And this isn't easy. Mostly not easy because of this. And my why and my passion truly is educating and bringing thoughts and strategies and solutions to my community. My why was bigger than my excuse. And for me, that's what I had to keep telling myself. Every single time I shot a video, yes, I was shaking and I would turn red and I would sweat and my voice would get really high. All of those things happened. So if you're in that same boat and you're feeling all of that, it's okay. It's okay. Just persevere. You're going to get better. And pretty soon, things are going to start to happen that start to just give you, okay, all right. One person watched and it wasn't my mom. Like 2 people watched, 3 people watched. I mean, it starts just to build on its own. And it's not about you. I mean, that's really at the end of the day, I was making it about me, and it wasn't about me. It was about my knowledge, my expertise, my head, my heart, and everything that I knew about home lending that I could bring both to the real estate community as well as consumers wanting to purchase a home or refinance a home. And so I hung tight on that. And I do want to make sure y'all understand that this is kind of like going to the gym. You can't just go once and then post a video or go once to the gym and think that you're going to lose 20 pounds. It just doesn't work that way. This is a long game. It's a long game. Okay. So I've had so many real estate agents attend my class and lenders, loan officers. It's like, shot 2 videos, got no leads. Okay, guys. Like, no. If you're thinking that, no. This is how you're going to build a brand, Leads will come at some point in all different types of varieties, but there's a lot to this. So are you ready to get started?
I love this. This is great.
All right, so video was truly a game changer in my business. I mean, the first year that we incorporated video consistently, my business increased by 32%. And I was already a top producer, loan officer. So for my business to increase by 32%, it was noticeable. But outside of just my business increasing, video has changed my life, honestly, in so many different ways. It certainly gave me a different voice in a very competitive world. And for real estate agents out there, it's a noisy world with online lead gen and all the noise that is out there focused on your buyers and sellers. How are you separating yourself? Video and creating a brand through video can help you do that and showcase you as the expert. It does break down barriers. It has helped me recruit people. It's helped me meet people like Ryan, and the beautiful blonde on the other side of Ryan is Christy Rogers. She actually is on my team, and she found me by watching me through video. So it puts you out into the world.
Yeah.
It allows all kinds of really cool things to come about. You can't just sit at home and do it the old-fashioned way. I'm not saying to not focus on all the other activities that we know work in your business and my business. But if we can incorporate this, it really does now open up your world to many more people. And I think if the pandemic taught us anything, we can do what we do on a much broader scale.
Right.
You know? So, and I mean, for me, I lend in 45 states across the country. So the way that we do lending today has changed. It's not that face-to-face sit down at the desk anymore. It's really leveraging technology and being able to bring better conversations to both our agent partners and our buyers. So what are your videos going to be about? This is the thing that it's going to be excuse number one. Okay. It will be.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Okay. So here's what to say. Create content about the questions that you're most frequently asked. So if you just are stuck, just for 3 days, just start writing it down a list. Oh, I'm asked this question. And you're going to start to see a pattern of the same questions you are asked. Make a video about that. So that's a great place to start. How to buy a house, how to get a home loan, what's happening in the market. This is a really big one right now. People are afraid. They don't know how to make sense of all of this negative media and the Federal Reserve and interest rates and, all of it. So be the voice of reason, be the calming presence, and show your expertise and get specific about your market. We know that every single real estate market across the country is different. So be focused on yours and be the expert on yours. That's also a great place to start. What's trending? This is another one. I mean, the Fed met yesterday. So what happened from that? If you don't know, talk to your lending partner. If you still need help, reach out to us. We can give you a debrief that then you can start to share that information with your sphere, because they need to hear a different voice other than just all of the negative news media that just, it's exhausting, frankly, right? I don't know about you. About to do one more thing about the Fed today. So they just go, stop. We got other things to do. All right. Bonus content tips. So here's where we start to get tactical, you guys. We use a variety of third-party services to help us be specific and deliver on a high level. So one of those tools is askthepublic.com. You can actually go to askthepublic.com. They have a free version and a paid version. And you can search to find out topics and questions that are most frequently asked. That's right. So wouldn't you like to know what people want to know and how they're asking the questions and what questions they're asking? So if you don't know what to say, go here and you'll walk away. You can put in mortgage, you can put in real estate, you can put in first-time home buyers, you can put in, sellers. I mean, it's endless. And it will come back and tell you what people are searching for. You can download that into a CVS file, and then now you're going to have a whole list of questions that you get to answer.
Wow. I love this.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I want to make a note. Why YouTube? So if we think about all the social media platforms, YouTube is the place that people go with questions. And YouTube has been my foundation all along. From the very beginning of my wobbly video journey, I needed a place to house all of my videos and to have kind of this video library, and YouTube was the place. And it's still our predominant channel. It doesn't mean we don't feed into other things. It doesn't mean I'm not on Insta and TikTok and Facebook, but YouTube is the place, because YouTube is the place where people go that have questions. And so if I'm providing answers, then it's kind of breaking down that barrier of, oh, I have a question and here's somebody that has an answer. And so YouTube has been just so amazing. Think about it. Haley, when was the last time you were on YouTube? Just searching for something.
This morning.
Oh, exactly. Right. I was at this business meeting last week, and it was like 3 days, and my feet were killing me. I'm like, I got to find a cute pair of high heels that have some type of comfort. Or guess what? I go to YouTube. I'm like searching for, pumps that are comfortable, pumps that are cute. Yes, this is the end. Searching for that. I mean, you guys, it's endless. It could be anything. But when it comes to home ownership, there's so many people out there that have questions, and we have answers. And so if we're not in this space, one, somebody else will be. But two, we're doing ourselves and our clients a disservice. So, all right, vidIQ and TubeBuddy. There are also other resources that we use to find out keywords that people are searching for. And this keyword score is very important, because that's what we use in our descriptions and our thumbnails and our subject lines. If we know the actual phraseology, the words people are searching, it helps us be more tactical in our video preparation. Haley, have you ever heard of vidIQ or TubeBuddy? Are you guys using those? I'm sure you are.
Yeah, I've heard of these. These are amazing tools to just help you show up more in people's feeds when they search questions. It's an awesome tool.
Yeah. All right, so you've mustered up the courage. You are ready to post and distribute your video. Yes, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, on your website. Make sure you're including it in your e-blasts or any email marketing automation that you might be doing to your database. But start with YouTube. That's where we all start, as I mentioned before. All right, why YouTube? Because it is owned by Google, and it's the #2 search engine in the world. And you guys, numbers don't lie. So 14.3 billion people visit YouTube every month. Billion, that was with a B. It's far more than Facebook, Wikipedia, Amazon, Instagram. I mean, it's a whole lot of people. So we got to be where the eyes are. And YouTube is that place. Okay. So the power of YouTube, I think I've probably said it enough. If I not, just listen, trust me on this. YouTube, and it's free. I mean, did you hear that, Haley? I just said free.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want free? Like, you go to YouTube, get your channel, it's free, and now you just got to do it. Now, can you advertise? Do you need to have, support and all these other things? You might need to, and you may not need to. But just being able to start a channel, it's free, and start posting, it's free. So let's teach you a little bit about the type of video we do. First, I'm very committed to evergreen video. And evergreen video are videos that will last a long time. So they're not trending, they're not topical, they're not like the Fed met yesterday and here's what's happening. They're videos that are going to answer general questions and have the same answer for a long period of time. So that could be, what are the top 3 things that first-time home buyers should know? That could be an evergreen video. And the reason that we like evergreen videos is they do a few things, but it's a one and done, essentially. So every week I schedule 1 hour a week for video, and my marketing team has me the whole hour, shut off my computer, shut off my phone. I am there. I know what I'm doing. And for 1 hour, we will crank out anywhere from, let's say, 3 to 6 videos. That could be a combination of long format, short format, but that's the goal. But these evergreen videos, so for that hour, so let's call it for that one video, maybe 10 minutes of my time. Once it's out there, it can be out there for as long as it's live on YouTube, meaning that until I take it down. And so I've got videos out there that have been out there for a couple of years. So I think on the screen we've got, I did a video about if your spouse isn't going to be on the loan and kind of educating people, can they be on the deed? How would that look? The warranty deed, that is, how would that look? And so this video was shot over 6 months ago, and it has 59,000 views on it. That was one 10-minute period of mine. And this is a video that will stay up for a long period of time because it's very generic. So evergreen videos, that's what that looks like.
And it's easier because then you're not always having to create like relevant content. Like relevant content is important, but then you have evergreen content that is always getting attention, and your old videos don't become old. They're just recircled.
Yes,
Like
yes. Because sometimes we say the same things, especially if you've been in this business for a while. I guarantee you have said what you're going to say on video. You've said it 1,000 times. So, I've got this do's and don'ts video. I mean, it's been around forever, and it's the basic stuff. It doesn't change. Here's what to do as you're going through the home loan process, and here are the things not to do as you go through the home loan process.
I love it. Amanda just commented. She said 24/7 prospecting. That is a great way to put it.
Yes, it really is. And I get so much pushback on, oh my gosh, somebody's already doing it. There's an agent in my marketing doing, my market that's already doing video. He's like huge, or she's huge in YouTube. So I missed the boat. No, you did not miss the boat. If you've not heard me, you did not miss the boat, because your audience is going to be a different audience. What was that stat, Haley? 14.3 billion people are on YouTube every month. Trust me, there's enough space for you. It's all going to come down to content and the consistency. All right, here's what you need. So if you have one of these, no excuses. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need to go spend 10 grand on it. Like if you have an iPhone, you are good to go. The other thing I do is I have a lavalier mic. So if you're watching any of my videos on YouTube, you're going to see that little microphone stick up from my collar. That's it. It's actually, I use the one that's corded. I know they have cordless ones. I've tried them all. This one seems to work the best. So that's what I do. There's an adapter to my iPhone. We plug in the lavalier mic. It's highly sophisticated. Not. If you guys saw my setup, you would just crack up. Like, not sophisticated at all. And then I have a ring light. So right in front of me right now, I've got a light that just stays there all the time because I do so much video or Zoom calls with my clients or my team and things like that. So you need to have light. Light is one of the most important things, and make sure the light's in front of you, not behind you. Now, one of the great benefits about real estate agents is they're out. And frankly, Haley, I mean, real estate is far more interesting than mortgages. Let's just be clear. Okay, so if you're holding an open house or you're, visiting a new restaurant in the neighborhood and you want to talk about it, just whip out the phone and go. Like, it's easy. Don't overthink it. When we overthink it, that's generally what stops us. All right, so here's some of your shooting tips. See, this whole do's and don'ts thing, it's consistent in everything I do.
I love it.
Yeah, so good lighting, again, very important. I'm in Arizona, so we have the benefit of having a lot of days of sunshine, but even with that, I still bring in additional light to make sure that it pops and it pops off the screen. Make sure your sound is good. I've got one of my old videos. It's still out there. Don't go find it. But it's how to calculate a debt ratio. The audio is awful. The music is too loud. I'm locked out. But I don't know. I think I still have a lot of views on it, like 30,000 or something. So I just leave it up. Have good energy and smile. I mean, sometimes when we get nervous, I have a really good friend. He's at another mortgage company. I've been coaching him on how to do video. And he's such a great guy. He's such a great loan officer. But when he gets behind the video, he goes from this to this. And he's like, I'm like, who are you? Like, what happened to my friend? So just force yourself to smile, because when you smile, it really does start to calm you down. And it's kind of an open invitation to engage. Think about your background. So this is really my office here, and that's really my bookcase. So think about background. I've seen some real estate agents do interesting things, like, in their bedroom or with a dirty closet or an open closet with clothes. Like, don't do that. Just be cognizant of what's behind you. That's important. Wear bright colors. So generally, I'm wearing something that's blue, pink, green. It pops off the screen. If you think about newscasters, that's what they're wearing, especially females. So how do I do that if I'm shooting 3 to 6 videos in an hour? I actually have a wardrobe in my closet here at the office. I have about 15 shirts. And I will shoot a video, change my shirt, change my necklace, shoot a video, change my shirt, change my necklace. And that's how I create efficiency in my process. So again, it's very it has to be systematic, or guess what? I'll make an excuse that I don't have the time, and then I don't do it. So I have to trick myself. And that's one way I do it. And then just making sure you're shooting more videos. It takes a lot, especially initially, for you to get everything set up. And if you're not going to leave it up, then you're going to be like, it takes me so long to set it all up. Okay. Well, then if it's going to take you 10 minutes to set it up, then shoot 3 to 5 videos. That way you're just boom, 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 just cranking it through. Don't waste time introducing yourself. I did this for many years. And guys, most of the stuff that I'm telling you, I've done wrong. So this is, I have.
Speaking from experience here.
Totally. I used to say, hi, this is Kelly's. Boom. Like they're out. No, go in with the hook. What do you have that's important to people that have questions? What are you talking about? You got to capture that attention very, very early on, like within 3 to 4 seconds. So don't introduce yourself. Don't take more than 3 takes. This was another thing. I had to give myself rules because I wanted it to be perfect. Well, guess what? I'm not an actress. This is not what I do. I actually have a full-time job. And the critical part of our thinking, it will just tear us down. So then it doesn't matter if it's 3 times or 80 times, you're never going to be satisfied. So I would set a rule. I could take 3 takes. We were taking the best of the 3 and we were rolling with it. That's how we did it. And early on, we didn't even know how to edit. So we weren't doing any editing. Obviously, that's changed over the years. We're going to talk about editing here in a second. And then lastly, the number one don't go to all of this trouble. Psych yourself up, get all the equipment, shoot the video, and then not send it. Don't do that like I did. All right, so here's an example of how it looks in my office. This is my office. Early on, I tried to use a teleprompter and I was horrible at it. I think I was so in my head and I just couldn't focus and I was like, wow. So for the longest time, really up until about 1.5 years ago, I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you zoom in on the picture, there is a piece of paper. Yes, that's right. Just a piece of Xerox copy paper. I would take a Sharpie and I would write down my bullet points of things that I wanted to talk about in the video because I couldn't use the teleprompter back then. I would take Scotch tape and tape it right underneath the camera. So it looks like your eyes are looking at the camera. And if I got lost, I could glance down and glance back up. And it's barely noticeable, but it was kind of my security blanket and helped me be able to get my content out in 3 takes and not be there for 8 hours trying to shoot one video. So that's my little trick. Now, I have gotten better at using a teleprompter, but I don't script everything out. Here's what I do. Teleprompter will come in with the opening of what I know I want to say. So that could have the hook, that could have the frame, if you will. And then I do 3 bullet points, 3 to 4 bullet points inside the teleprompter. And that's the stuff I know. That's the stuff I live by every day. So now I'm just like, if it's VA jumbo loans, I'm just talking because I know all that. Here's what I want to cover. And then I'll start the teleprompter back up. And then I will finish out and do the closing. And the reason we do that, the opening and the closing and the teleprompter, is just to be sure that I'm saying the things that need to be said to kind of help engagement and subscribers and things like that. And I'll forget. That's why I have to have it. So that's the honest truth. So Haley, how are we doing? Any questions? I know we're just blowing through this.
I know we did have somebody ask that they wanted to see the photo again, or the slide of the items that you had with the light and so they could take a picture of it. So if you want to just put that real quick. And then of course, we will have these slides. So if you want, I think you could just email us at marketing@redx.com and we'll email you the slides as well if you miss anything throughout. But
Good. Okay, video editing. Yes, we edit videos. It's okay. It doesn't mean you stink. It's just part of the process, and it does create efficiency, because sometimes I'll flub a word, or sometimes, but the video is great, but it's one word or one phrase. Instead of having to redo the whole thing, I'll just pick up where I flubbed, say it again, and then our editing team will come in and edit it. Here are some editing apps that are available. Many of them are free. Some of them are subscription based. So that could be iMovie for an iPhone, Windows Movie Maker for an Android, Splice, Canva. And each of the apps have their own editing built into them too. But for us, we have started to outsource. Gosh, we started using Story maybe 9 months ago. And everything that you see today that's current on my YouTube channels is all edited by, I won't say all of it, I'll say 90% of it is edited by Story. And Story has been a great partner to me, because if there's one thing I know, I can help coach you through the fear and the mental demons and all of the things, the tools, but we have to be able to execute it. And a lot of times, the editing component of this execution is what breaks it down. It's where people get stuck and they can't do it.
Right.
So I've included a QR code. I know REDX has a great partnership with Story, and they're just great folks over there. So if you haven't checked out Story, check them out. It's very economical, and honestly, it will help you get better. And Story even has an app that you put on your phone that has content ideas and has a teleprompter. And then when you're done, you just push the button and it goes straight to Story. So they make it really easy for us to succeed in this space. All right, I get a lot of questions. Short form, long form. Yes, that's the answer. Yes.
Yep.
Both. We do both. And we do both for different reasons. So we do a lot of short form content that's kind of a minute or less. And if you're just starting out, start short form. It feels very daunting to think that you're going to do an 8-minute or a 10-minute or a 20-minute video. Like, just don't even set yourself up for failure on that. Just start short form, minute or less. You start to crank. Story can edit those for you and even post them if you need to. But that way you start to get some traction and some momentum. All right, so how to leverage our videos. Obviously, everything after it's edited, we post on YouTube. And then from there, we send out a weekly e-blast. Remember, I told you back in 2013, this is what I'd been doing just in an actual email. Well, since 2014, we incorporate a video that still goes to the real estate community. And if you want to be on that list, just email me at kzitlow@houseloan.com and we'll be sure to add you. But it's really just geared for real estate agents, giving them tips, tricks, nuggets, things to succeed in their business. So we're sending that out every week to the real estate community. We also send out once a month to my past client database. So these are clients that are currently in the process. These are clients that have taken out a loan with us. And so we're bringing something of value to them once a month that's relevant to just everyday Americans. And from there, we also will create shorts, and then we will start to leverage that on other social channels. So we're all about leveraging my time. So if it's that 10 or 15-minute video, now I want to get it out in as many different ways as I can to be able to leverage the time. So email marketing is huge, huge. And y'all have systems, I know you do, that will allow you to leverage your database, your sphere of influence, and do email marketing. So here's what mine looks like. This is an exact version. This is actually probably one of the updates it looks like. We put the thumbnail up top. So that's a live thumbnail. I do a little bit of words, but I don't tell them what I'm going to tell them in the video because that would be repetitive. So I just give enough in the words. And then I start to put in the bottom of the email other videos, because how about this? Have you ever done this? Make a note in comments. Oh, I'm going to get to that. Oh, I want to watch that. Oh, I got to read that article. And then somehow it gets buried in your email. Haley, have you ever done that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We know that. So we just send them a couple of the previous weeks videos again. That way, they're like, oh yeah, I wanted to watch that. And so that way it's just kind of
I like that.
Yeah. We use Constant Contact, and we have used them since 2012 as our email distribution service or company. But there are so many of them out there, and they're really cost effective. Some of them are even free. But again, if you're using Follow Up Boss or some of the other traditional real estate CRMs, it's probably already available to you. So check it out. All right. Now, I said a whole lot and I talk really fast. I know it. If you want to revisit anything that I went through today, Haley is going to make this PowerPoint available to you, but I also put together an action plan. And so you can just text the number on the screen or you can scan the QR code, and we'll be sure to get this action plan in your hands so you can kind of check it off as you move through it. You guys, it's truly been a pleasure today to chat with you. And hopefully just one person, if there's one person out there that I've inspired or broke down barriers, just please connect with me on social and let me know that, yes, you're going to do this. That's why I continue to teach this class to loan officers and real estate agents across the country. I'm just so passionate about it and building a brand by leveraging video. So my channels are Kelly on YouTube and Mortgage How Do I? And both of those, Kelly on YouTube is more agent focused and Mortgage How Do I is more consumer focused. So feel free to subscribe to both.
Wow. Kelly, thank you so much. This has been amazing. And I feel like I've taken some notes away from this as well. We do have a couple of questions I just want to get to really quick. So Samuel asks, is this being recorded? Yeah, after this is done, then you can just replay it on YouTube. Reagan asked, should I shoot any personal content or just focus on business content?
It's a great question, Reagan, and I would say both. Predominantly, mine is all education-based and all kind of business-based. If there's any opportunity for me, it would be to do more personal, but this has been my path, and this is kind of, we start to test things. So for example, about 6 months ago, we started to test me doing more personal, and our followers started to drop and our views started to drop. So I think what's happened is because I've been doing this so long, people expect something from me. And so when we started to change course, they're like, what the heck are you doing? So I think the answer is it really varies by who you are and how your people know you and the brand that you want to build. So unfortunately, I am a lot of fun and I should post more personal, but everybody wants to hear the education stuff. So that's what you get.
Well, and interesting, like with real estate agents specifically, a lot of people like to know more about the personal real estate agent because they like to kind of know who you are before they decide to hire you, right? So I think if you start sprinkling that kind of stuff in along with real estate, then I think that can really help your brand and people connect with you before they even know you, right?
I agree.
Love that. Okay, one other question from Amanda. She says, what's the best way to create a thumbnail besides Fiverr?
Story. Story creates our thumbnails. And so, again, I just have to outsource it because I had a lot of other things that I want to do, and that's not my lane. So I know where my limitations are. So I outsource it. We have used Fiverr in the past. I've had my marketing team use the other apps that I recommended, but honestly, today it's all outsourced to Story.
Yeah, I think really it depends on what level you're at, because if you're all kind of DIYing it right now, I know Canva works really well for people when they just want to put in and create a thumbnail. But if you don't have time and you want to leverage tools, that's where tools like Story, REDX Brand Builder come in if you want to take that to the next level, because they just help streamline the process and stuff like that. So you're not spending a lot of time doing your own editing. But awesome. Okay, Kelly. Well, I think here I can take this down. We'll make sure to put all of her links and stuff like that in the description if you missed anything. Of course, email us if you want access to the slide deck that she just shared. And yeah, Kelly, are there any final words that you can leave us with?
Just do it. Just trust me and do it. just push past the fear and the obstacles. They're going to come about, but like anything, once you do it, you start to get into a rhythm. It was like, your first conversation as a real estate agent. I would guess that if this is your 10,000th conversation, it's better than your first one. There's no difference when it comes to video and incorporating this into your brand building.
Yeah, I love that you started with fear too. That was the first thing you talked about because that's the first thing that comes up, right? When we talk about video is so many things stop people. So I love that. I love that sentiment. Just do it, and don't worry so much about it. Don't get in your own way, like Kelly said. Well, thank you so much, Kelly, for sharing your expertise with us. Thank you, everybody who came and chatted and was here live. Of course, we will have this on all podcast platforms, so you can listen to this afterwards as well. And of course, subscribe to us here on YouTube or on anywhere that you'd like to listen to podcasts. And we will be here next week, Thursday, 1:30, same time, same place. And we hope everyone has a great rest of your week.
Bye, everybody.